Okay, hello out there, music lovers. Been a while since I got to post another video, but I'm gonna post this one. This one's interesting. It's pertaining to some of the almost perfect albums that I have heard. Now, there's a long list, so I'm just gonna bang out these three to start out because they've been my most recent study of all their songs. The first one is Country. This lady is truly one of the elites of country, truly one of the greats of honky tonk country. This lady is an awesome talent. I've listened to all her songs, I've listened to all her albums. She could bang out some hits that just totally blew me away. Some songs, when I was a child, I grew up listening to her with my mom and dad, and heard her mainstream hits. But when I dug deeper into her, I was like, wow, this lady was very talented. She lived her music a lot. And this lady, truly one of the greatest of all times, and that is Mrs. Loretta Lynn. Loretta Lynn, I went through some of her albums in the 60s, in the 70s, and she could pump the songs out that totally, she had almost the perfect album. To me, the perfect album is, whether it's a list of 9, 10, 12 songs, whatever, every song is totally awesome. Usually an artist will make an album, and not every song is like gonna be totally awesome, and not every song is gonna be great. But when I listened to her era of the 60s and the 70s, I was like, wow, if there was somebody that came close to making a perfect album, it was Loretta Lynn. She got the recognition she deserved. So I'm not saying she was um, underrated, because she truly got the recognition she deserved with, of course, some great big hits like Coal Miner's Daughter, and if you're looking at me, you're looking at Country and Fist City and Honky Tonk Girl, and uh, but then I got deeper and I heard some songs like Big Ol' Hurt and I'm Dynamite. That song, I'm Dynamite, when I heard that, I was like, wow, man, what an awesome song. But the list goes on, and I'm putting Loretta Lynn in there as one of the almost perfect albums that I ever heard in my life. And that don't include greatest hits. That's just albums that she came out with. Another one that totally blew me away in his early 60s. Like, I was like, wow, you hear the big names like Conway Twitty, George Jones, Merle Haggard. These are males. You hear about these big names, back in the day. Waylon Jennings. And this one, I got to know him a little bit in country later on in the 90s. And I was like, wow, he don't sound that great. Not saying his late music was lousy, but it wasn't my cup of tea. Now please understand, I haven't listened to all his songs later on in his days, but his early stuff was outstanding. I mean, he almost had some perfect albums. He was a great songwriter, um, and he made some very great songs for other artists, and of course, like Crazy, Patsy Cline made big. And this artist that was almost had the perfect album was Willie Nelson. I was really shocked. I did not expect to hear what I heard when I listened to the early Willie Nelson stuff. So, besides Loretta Lynn, Willie Nelson, in his earlier career, was he was really good. He was really good. I was amazed. And so he's up there as almost made the perfect album. Another one I recently been through, I don't know if he was hip hop, pop, rap, I'm not clear. But I checked him out. His name was Vanilla Ice. Short-lived, but I can't remember if he came out with 2 or 3 albums. He was very short-lived. One of the albums I listened to was outstanding. I mean, I was like, wow, where'd this guy come from? And the whole album was almost perfect. Now, remember, when I say almost perfect, maybe 9 out of 10, 10 or 11 songs were very, very outstanding. One was lacking maybe a little bit. I don't think there's a perfect album out there, but I do believe there's almost perfect album. So, Vanilla Ice, a young man back then who really impressed me, because like I says, I could possibly be the greatest music critic of all times, and I'm very open-minded about music, but he was very good. Vanilla Ice impressed me with his music. So this is just one of many videos I'll be pumping out. I'm doing all different types of studies, overrated bands, underrated bands. I have a long list, etc., etc. This one is these 3 artists. To me, so far, trust me, there's going to be many more. But they almost made the perfect album when it came to the music. I think between Loretta Lynn, Willie Nelson, and Vanilla Ice, they were lacking in one song. So, but I salute them for almost making the perfect album. So, thank you, and I'm just posting these because I've lived music for 50 plus years. I lived and breathed all genres of music, and don't know what I'm going to do next, but enjoy. Thank you.